Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Mark Mester. A convicted felon has been found guilty in the shooting death of an Indio man following what prosecutors described as a street confrontation tied to a long-standing grudge. It's tonight's top story. After 2 days of deliberations, a jury convicted 39-year-old Hilario Larry Muela Jr. of second-degree murder in the 2023 death of 36-year-old Marco Ramirez Jr. Jurors also found him guilty of being a felon in possession of a loaded firearm, illegal possession of a gun, and additional sentencing enhancements related to gun use and great bodily injury. Early on February 3rd, 2023, Muela shot Ramirez twice in the back outside of a home on Smear Street and then fled, leaving Ramirez dead at the scene. A sentencing date has not yet been set. Muela remains in custody tonight without bail. The man accused of 17-year-old Tania Tovar's murder made his second court appearance today. Abraham Feinblum's newly appointed defense attorney requested more time to review what she calls a massive amount of evidence in the case. Our Alondra Campos was inside the courtroom and has the latest.
51-year-old Abraham Feinblum, a Salton City man charged with the murder of 17-year-old Tania Tovar, was in court today for his preliminary hearing at the Imperial County Superior Court. According to the formal complaint, Feinblum is accused of personally and intentionally discharging a handgun, causing the death of Tania. But before the hearing could begin, Feinblum's new defense attorney, Melanie Rowe, filed a motion asking the judge to prohibit any recording by media inside the courtroom during the hearing, arguing that the extensive coverage this case has received on air and online could potentially impact her client's right to a fair trial. Judge Monica Lepe Negrete granted that motion along with a 45-day extension, allowing the defense time to review hundreds of pages of discovery, body cam footage, and other evidence in the case. Tania's father was also inside the courtroom, sitting feet away from the man accused of his daughter's murder.
So, I have the expectations of, I know it's going to be a lengthy situation, a lengthy process, so I'm fully aware of that. Obviously, the goal here is to try to get as much evidence as we possibly can, use it against him, and put him away. For obvious reasons, it don't feel good, but I do feel a little bit better that we was able to, get him put in jail, and the Justice Department was able to apprehend him and keep him in jail. So that's what's helping us feel a little better and helping us sleep at night.
When speaking to Melanie Rowe outside of the courtroom, she claimed that Feinblum had his passport on him when he was arrested because he lived in close proximity to a Customs and Border Protection checkpoint. And the Thai currency he had during his arrest was equivalent to $56 US. Rowe also submitted 2 additional requests to the judge, one to allow electronic devices during attorney visits with Feinblum inside the jail, and another asking the court to prevent the Imperial County Sheriff's Department from confiscating any documents Feinblum may take in or out of the jail. However, both requests were denied, with the judge stating a formal motion from the Imperial County Sheriff's Department would be required before consideration. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Central Homicide Unit has reopened a decades-old cold case in hopes of bringing answers to an Indio family. On August 11th, 2002, deputies responded to a crash near Avenida Mendoza and Calle Durango in La Quinta, where they found 27-year-old Hernan Marquez suffering from gunshot wounds inside of his vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say Marquez had just left a nearby house party when an altercation occurred and he was shot by an unknown suspect. Despite extensive efforts at the time, the case went cold. Now, nearly 20 years later, detectives are re-examining the evidence and the case has been officially reopened. They're asking for the public's help. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the number right there at the very bottom part of your screen. We're going to take a break from the headlines and get a check on tonight's forecast. We have live pictures right now from our Agua Caliente Casino camera high above right there in Rancho Mirage. For the latest on the forecast, as we inch closer and closer to the end of the work week, we're going to send things over to our Pablo Asina.
Yeah, we're inching closer to record heat. Today we tied it. Currently 75 degrees, light winds right now. Humidity around 39%. No rain expected for at least the next 10 days. Temperatures, though, 75 in Palm Springs, 80 in Indio. That's now at 11:04 p.m. Still 80 degrees in Indio in February. So, yeah, The whole area has been pretty hot. It's also been somewhat windy in Whitewater, wind gusts between 20 and 29 miles an hour on Wednesday. It's going to go down some Thursday and Friday. Saturday will pick up again. Desert Hot Springs will also be pretty windy on Saturday. And our 3-day comfort air forecast, I told you we're getting close to the record. Today we tied it. Tomorrow we might break it. High of 95 expected Thursday. Friday should be the hottest day of the week at least 96, if not hotter. Saturday 95. But some good news, we'll be back in the 80s soon. I'll tell you about that later.
All right, our thanks to Pablo for that. Turning to more local headlines this evening. In a unanimous vote, the Palm Springs Planning Commission approved a permit for the American Reproductive Center's new building. This was after the clinic was the target of a terrorist bombing last year. Our Brett Rosen tonight with the very latest.
Chair Wormick.
Yes. It didn't need all 7 votes for the IVF clinic to receive its approval for a permit to rebuild. Yet all 7 on the Palm Springs Planning Commission answered with a yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
And this was the rendering that was presented last night. Instead of the clinic's original 4 buildings, it would now be one 2-story building, filled with what the medical director, Dr. Maher Abdallah, says is all the new state-of-the-art equipment.
We're not taking any shortcuts. We're investing into this project and really investing in our success and investing in our patients more than anything else. It's a very, very expensive project, but I think a lot of good is going to come out of this.
The vote on Tuesday coming after over 10 months since the Palm Springs bombing. Since then, the IVF clinic has been running out of the 3rd story at Desert Regional Medical Center. Dr. Abdallah saying last night's vote excites him, as it's just one more step closer to getting in their own building.
It feels like we're at a hotel and we want to go home. That's really what it feels like. We just can't wait till we go back to our original site, and it's going to be, big and very accommodating, and everything about at least the IVF lab will be really perfection.
And even though it was a unanimous vote for the permit to be approved, there were some conditions, like the planning committee asking for the building to have a more modern look. Yet despite the differences in how the committee wanted the building designed, the city's planning director, Christopher Hadwin, says approving the permit to start building is about mending one of the last scars left behind from the bombing that shook Palm Springs to its core.
I think we all wanted to see that site redeveloped and to think about how we get that facility back into our community and integrate it back into our uptown area.
That was Brett Rosen reporting this evening. Today, a ribbon-cutting ceremony over at Amazon's new warehouse in the city of Desert Hot Springs. Caitlin Kelly takes us inside the new facility, which is expected to bring thousands of jobs to the area.
A 635,000 square foot operation now up and running in Desert Hot Springs. The new Amazon inbound cross-dock facility acts as a critical entry point for products entering Amazon's distribution network. Instead of storing items long-term, shipments arrive, are scanned, sorted, and quickly reloaded onto outbound trucks headed to fulfillment centers.
We'll get the product, we'll break it down, or we'll build it together and ship it to fulfillment centers, which are like another line of Amazon buildings. What we do here is we ensure the placement gets better. We split the product, send it to multiple FCs so that we lower the cost of last mile delivery, also improving the placement so that we can serve our customers better, but at the same time provide the growth opportunities for the people who work here with us.
Inside, more than 15 miles of conveyor belts keep inventory moving. Large bulk shipments are broken down, consolidated, and routed based on predicted demand, helping optimize where products go before customers ever click buy.
We take pride in growing alongside our neighborhoods. Our plan is to be a good neighbor. When we invest into a fulfillment center or a cross-dock, we invest in the community.
The facility already employs over 1,500 people. At full capacity, that number is expected to top 2,000. with most of those jobs going to Coachella Valley residents. With NBC Palm Springs, I'm Caitlin Kelly.
New at 11 tonight, a local leadership program is celebrating a major milestone. Leadership Coachella Valley marks 25 years of developing and inspiring future community leaders right here in the desert, including our very own Thalia Hayden and Kai Beach. Here's a look at what's next for the organization and the leaders it continues to shape.
They believe that this valley's greatest resource was its people.
This is a celebration a quarter century in the making. Leadership Coachella Valley hosting its 25th anniversary at the Palm Springs Surf Club.
LCV is about network
growing the valley, expanding our reach, and building up new opportunities that really will shape the future of this region.
For more than 2 decades, this program has focused on inspiring and developing local leaders across our desert, connecting all industries, from artists and entrepreneurs to doctors and developers.
Leadership Coachella Valley means innovate, elevate, and celebrate our local leaders. We are the conduit for the next generation, and we're the catalyst for change.
Since the first class in 2001, participants have led projects impacting our community from housing to healthcare.
It's such an impactful organization. It's connection, it's history, it's information.
This year's class is continuing that mission with a project aimed at improving a local recovery center. And as this celebration wrapped up, members are excited about connecting and empowering the next generation of leaders across our valley.
A lot of people think we're identifying future leaders. I say we're unleashing them. So if you're someone who wants to get involved in a program to build and know more about the valley that you are privileged to call home, Leadership Coachella Valley is probably for you.
I'm Kai Beach with NBC Palm Springs.
Still to come here on this Wednesday evening, right after this break, a parade and family fair return to Palm Springs to honor Black history and heritage. We've got the details coming up. Also, your Firebirds are sharing the joy about Team USA winning the gold at the Winter Olympics in Milan, and one of the players talks about his experience playing for Team Denmark. We're going to have more coming up on this Wednesday when NBC Palm Springs at 11 o'clock comes right back. Don't go anywhere.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
The Palm Springs Black History Committee and the City of Palm Springs invite you to the Black History Parade and Town Fair. It's this Saturday. It's going to be a vibrant downtown celebration featuring a lively parade, followed by a family-friendly fair with live entertainment. They also have things like delicious food, local vendors, and community resources. This year marks 39 years of honoring Black history and culture right here in the desert, forming not only a tradition, but a lasting legacy. Join the celebration Saturday, February 26th. The parade starts at 11 a.m., followed by the town fair at noon, happening in downtown Palm Springs. The city of Palm Springs is spotlighting a new food feature from Vogue magazine, highlighting the best restaurants in town, according to folks who live right here. The list includes more contemporary spots like Workshop Kitchen and Bar, Farm, Norma's, Bar Cecil, and Mr. Parker's. And then you have some of those longtime familiar favorites. Restaurants like Jillian's, Las Casuelas Nuevas, Billy Reed's, and Spencer's. If you'd like to see the full list, you can visit Vogue's website under the food section or head on over to the City of Palm Springs' Facebook page. Tonight, the Palm Springs Police Department has closed Gene Autry between East Via Escuela and Salvia at the Wash. The closure is due to low visibility from blowing sand. We have a reminder as well that Indian Canyon Drive also remains closed since the 23rd. That was due to the flooding. Officials encourage drivers to plan ahead and use an alternate route. Cathedral City alerting commuters and residents about a citywide traffic signal upgrade project. It starts on March 2nd. LED safety lighting, signal backplates, and retro reflective borders will be installed across 49 intersections, starting at Vista Chino and Date Palm Drive before moving south along Date Palm. This will be in effect Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. and work will be finalized by the summer. Turning to some consumer news this evening, if you're someone who's in the market to buy a home, we've got some good news. The National Association of Realtors predicts we're going to see more homes listed for sale this spring than in previous years. Jen Sullivan with more in tonight's Consumer Watch.
It's been a slow start of the year for the housing market. Existing home sales dipped in January, but as the spring market begins, the National Association of Realtors expects sales to pick up.
More buyers coming into the market, more sellers trying to get into the market. So much more robust activity during the spring buying season.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says the last few years have been tough for potential buyers because fewer homes were coming on the market and there were a lot of interested buyers. That drove up prices and created bidding wars. But he predicts that will start to shift.
We'll see more supply on the market.
Prices, though, have yet to come down. Last month, the median existing home sale price was just under $397,000, according to the NAR. And Yoon doesn't expect those numbers to come down anytime soon. But mortgage rates have come down, and he says that will help make homes more affordable. As of last week, the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 6.01%, according to Freddie Mac. A year ago, it was 6.85%. And there's other good news.
In many markets, people's income is beginning to outpace home price growth, so that is also helping on the affordability.
There is some concern that the drop in mortgage rates could cause a surge in potential buyers flooding the market. That's why Yoon says it's important to make sure you're in a good position to make a competitive offer when you do find the right home.
It's a long process to be prepared, get the mortgage applications corrected, trying to find the right home. So it's a multi-month process.
Yoon recommends having enough cash to make a 3 to 20% down payment, get pre-approved for a mortgage, and make sure your credit score is good. The better the score, the lower your mortgage rate will be. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
We have live pictures tonight from our Agua Caliente casino camera in downtown Palm Springs. Pablo Alcina is standing by. And Pablo, where are these hot temperatures headed?
They're going up. Tomorrow might be even hotter than today, and today was nearly a record. Full forecast coming up. I'm Pablo Alcina. Look at the Walter Clark Cam live shot. Very few cars on the road. You also notice not much wind right now in that area, but it can get a little bit windy in the next couple of days, and it's also going to get very hot. Tomorrow we're expecting temperatures between 92 and 96 degrees. Very warm and dry. That high pressure system keeping all that heat in our area, and the temperatures are not going down anytime soon. Look at this. 20 degrees hotter than the normal, usually 75. Today at 95. Matching the record set in good old 1986. Contrast, 1953, it was 28 degrees. We were once again the hottest in the Southwest. Like I said, we would be, beating out Yuma by 1 degree. So yes, we are super hot. And look all the way around Palm Desert at 97, Thousand Palms at 93. So high temperatures all the way around. And it's not even that cool nighttime. Palm Springs at 65, Cabazon still in the 60s. Palm Desert will have a low of 61. The moon still 6 days away from being full. And by tomorrow morning, by 6 a.m., it'll still be almost 70. By noon, close to 90 degrees. And our 7-day comfort air forecast. Look at this. Thursday, high of 95. On Friday, a high of 96 with very little clouds. Hardly any clouds at all. That's why the temperatures will be pretty high until next week when we finally go back into the low 80s to mid 80s. But yeah, the next couple of days, very hot. I'm Pablo Alcina. Keep it here on NBC Palm Springs.
NBC Palm Springs Sports, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
The Firebirds were back on home ice this morning ahead of their brief 2-game homestand, which is coming up starting tomorrow. There is still a buzz after hockey action at the Winter Games in Team USA, bringing home 2 gold medals. Minnesota native Leighton Road knows how much of an impact the gold medal will have for generations to come.
Yeah, I think it's huge for USA Hockey. I mean, the men and women to both get it done. It's pretty awesome. I think your memories as a kid, you watch Miracle 100 times, and for it to not have happened since then is really awesome. Yeah, I think it's huge. I mean, there's a bunch of boys and girls that are watching these Olympics, and they're going to pick up a hockey stick now because of the big win. So, I mean, it's huge for the whole country.
Also, our very own Firebird Olympian, Oscar Fisker-Molgaard, is back with the team, and he's sharing his experience in Milan, saying, always chase your dreams.
I mean, it's even better than you can possibly imagine. Getting in there, seeing the rings for the first time, it was pretty surreal getting that picture in front of those, and just being all around the village, being all around the other athletes, like talking to them, obviously watching them too, and seeing people bring medals into the village was pretty sick. So yeah, definitely a moment I'll never forget. It's special. It doesn't get any better than that. Being given that honor to represent your country, it doesn't matter if it's small Denmark or if it's the United States. You can see even the American boys how proud they were after that gold medal, and it's just something else being able to represent your country, and especially at that stage.
Molgaard finished the Winter Games with a goal and 2 assists for Team Denmark. And the celebration will continue for the Firebirds as they roll out the gold medal seats offer until March 13th. You can visit the box office over at Acrisure Arena, or you can head online to acrissurearena.com. We're going to take a quick break, and we're back after this.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Fans of the hit show Heated Rivalry will soon be able to stay at one of their filming locations. You're looking at the infamous house where Shane and Ilya had their secret retreat during the final episode. It's going to be available on Airbnb. Starting March 3rd, fans will be able to experience the cottage in Ontario, Canada. The cottage has a private waterfront, kayaks, canoes, and a fire pit outside. The rental cost comes out to about $181 American per night. Heated Rivalry debuted November 28th on HBO Max. The Canadian-based show averaged 9 million viewers per episode in the United States. A quartet of new games is now available for Nintendo's Switch 2 console, including a pair of Pokemon games and an adventure in the Fallout universe. Rick Damigella tonight has a preview.
Vault Dwellers, welcome home.
If you are looking for something to do between seasons of the Fallout streaming series, a classic Wasteland adventure is available again. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition brings together the original game plus its 6 expansions and is out now for Nintendo Switch 2. February 27th marks the 30th anniversary of the release of the original Pokemon video games. Nintendo is commemorating the event with a new release of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Even more Nintendo news, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition Nintendo Switch 2 Edition is more than a mouthful to say and features enhanced visuals plus 4K TV resolution. The digital version is out now with a physical release scheduled for April. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, finally tonight, a Pennsylvania police officer is inspiring young students to try something new. Rebecca Key Gaskins is nearing the end of her career with the Temple University Police Department, but she's been teaching Catholic school children in North Philadelphia the basics of crochet. Key Gaskins is part of the Cop in the Classroom program, where law enforcement is invited to read to students, but this veteran officer wanted to pass down a skill she learned from her mother. That's now a therapeutic hobby. Key Gaskins says she plans to retire this year, and she hopes to continue to teach children in the years to come. That's serving with the badge on or off. So it's nice to see that type of behavior, right?
That is awesome. I never learned how to crochet. I tried not.
I missed it as well, but I'm happy to wear one if someone makes a scarf or a sweater.
Yeah, and I also like that the kids who put the phones down and did something with their hands.
That's
well
true.
done.
All right, we're out of time tonight, but we'll be right back here tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Good night.